Word association. G5. What comes to mind? All right, you got it right. Number one. Greetings, everybody. It's an exciting day here at Smartwatch Dicks. We got us a brand new box. And for those of you who are savvy in the technology world, you know what G5 means, just like D5 and other numbers that are associated with the amazing watch company called No.1. All right. That's what's in the box. It's another No.1 product. Now, a lot of big things coming from No.1 really, really soon. I hope you're subscribing because, wow, the world is opening up with watches, and there's a lot of new technology just emerging, and we expect to see even more from our friends at No.1. And this particular watch, well, I have had many requests to take a look at this one. Why? Well, because of all the things it can do. It is an MTK 2502 with 240 by 240 and support for all of the stuff and some other features that are kind of unique to this watch, which we'll get into as we turn it on and explore. So let's take a look. Wow, whole different kind of a watch face than we've seen. It's a silicone band, and it's a nice, good design. Looks like that'll be sturdy. It's got that fresh silicone smell, you know? Right when you open the box. Okay, HealthMate, Data Sync, Smartwatch, BT dial, heart rate, steps, all the key words to just get you excited to go out and exercise. And there's a couple of diodes, it looks like, or the ports for doing your heart rate monitoring. We have a screw area, and one of them is covered to make sure that if you've opened it, they know about it. But you can take the back off, probably to put a SIM card in, you think. We've got 3 buttons, 2 kind of recessed on the side and a big button in the middle. We've got north, south, east, west, and I've learned to do this because folks ask, does it turn? No, it's solid, so west will always be west. And over here, it says USB. So we are not going to have a charging dock with this one. We're going to plug right into the watch. And you know, unless it's a really decent charging dock that like snaps on solid, I prefer this. This is nice because you can plug it in anywhere. Microphone port, what did I miss? Buckle, ta-da. All right, let's set this aside, and it can lay straight down. A lot of them don't do that. Looks like we've got our screen protector on here, so let's get in here and peel that off. Wouldn't you know, I just did my fingernails yesterday. There we go. Okay, that's off. That's done. The box. We have really nice black felt. They do nice presentation boxes, I've got to tell you that. And falling out of here into my hands, nothing under there, but I've got a little manual and I've got the cable. So we don't need much with this watch, just a cable to plug it in and a little manual to get started. And what about the little manual? I mean, little manual. Can you guys read that? Let's see if I can get it on focus for you. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, No.1, just like a lot of the watch companies, is moving into a new phase of watch development. And we expect to see some new releases with like Android 5.1 and those kind of things running on it. This is one of the stock watches that's been a really good seller and been around for a while. So keep an eye on this as we go through it because you may be seeing this going on sale pretty soon. What do we got on the back? Chinese. All right. We will charge this watch up, turn it on, and run through what it can do. Little bit of vibration there as the No.1 logo comes on, and the watch is already booted up. Wow. The first time took a little while. That time was like practically instant. It said it's connecting, and over here, it's connected directly into my phone already. I'm not going to do the messages right now, But permission to contacts, we're not going to do that either, because you don't need to see all that stuff. You just need to see the fact that it works. So we are tethered, Bluetooth tethered from this No.1 watch to Fundo, which is the app that's being used to connect. So how did we do that? Let's walk through the watch a little bit and show you that we have in here a barcode that looks like this. Going to start looking familiar. And from scanning this barcode, we were able to identify the app that needed to be downloaded into the phone so that tethering can happen. And that happens to be the Fundo app. We'll go into more detail about that in just a little bit. But first, we want to wander through what's inside here. Let's go back to the watch faces, first of all, and show you what's installed. This is one of the main watch faces that has digital time and date, easy to see in bright sunlight or not. We also have this watch face. Notice it says Smartwatch No.1, their own special logo. So this is a popular watch, and it's definitely the sport model. You can tell by the layout of the dial where you have north, south, west, east. The bezel does not turn, mind you, it's fixed, but a nice layout all together. You've got that kind of a digital watch. You have this round analog watch, and you got great viewing angles. It's actually turning off because I have that twist to turn feature turned on. But look at, you can see way over to the side before it goes out. So nice display, brilliant. It's only set at No.2 right now, actually, so I don't bloom out the camera. Here's another nice digital or analog display with the No.1 logo in here. So great attention to detail on this watch. And now we're back to the one that we had before. Okay, so those are the watch faces. The way it operates is any direction you swipe is going to bring you into the menu, basically, of all of your apps. Every which way takes you there. When you're there, if you go up or down, you go right back into your display. However, if you go right or left, you get to scroll through them. So an easy app to do for, or an easy watch to operate for anybody. You have 3 buttons on the side, and the center button will take you right back to your watch dial. All right, what do the other 2 buttons do? Well, the top button, and this is what's so nice about this, if what you want to use this watch for is like a pedometer, tracking your steps and versus time, then this is a watch for you. You press that and you're right into a stopwatch. And you can begin it. You can take laps. You can do all that stuff. You can leave it, and then you can come back to it, and you'll find that it's still running. And you can take another lap. And these are all showing up here sequentially, but just the latest one is showing. And another lap. You see? And then you can come out of it. So we'll leave that running. That button does that. This button here is taking us into the pedometer. So I can start. And now, as I'm walking, my goal of 10,000 steps, it will show me my calories burned based on my age, height, and weight that would be put in the settings inside of here. And it'll show you your distance traveled, which you would need your stride actually installed. And I'm not sure, I haven't found how to put your stride in there, so it might just be using an average stride. Nonetheless, the step count is what's important against time. And I'm not really using it in that capacity. Not sure if this will even work that way. But we have the stopwatch going. Come back to here. And there's the stopwatch. We can do another lap. We can come back. We can go back into the pedometer. So you see, those 2 buttons have been highlighted for that. So let's take a deeper look at how we tether this watch, the No.1 G5 Sportwatch, to the phone using the Fundo app. That's a common app that's used by many of these. And if we swipe over, we have these 4, the dialer, SMS, contacts, and call logs that is dependent upon the information coming from the phone. When you go into the dialer, this is where you would place a regular telephone call. You just put in the digits, hit the dial. it connects and it places the call from out of your phone. There's no SIM card in here now, so I'm getting this information saying that it can't go through, but that's how you'd place the call. Then you'd be able to speak and listen through your watch. Now, a common practice is that you might have this set up and get a call. You can answer the call from your watch while you're finding your phone, talk to the person, and then when you're ready, you can take them offline, because you'll notice on your phone you'll have Bluetooth lit up. You just press the speakerphone button or the regular call button and put it to your ear, and you take the call away from your watch and back to your phone. Now, if you're on the treadmill or something, you could carry on the whole conversation right from your watch if you like. You have that capability. Contacts is where all of your contacts would be that are on your phone, synced to your watch. You pick one of them and you could make your call right away, right there. And call logs would be the list of all of the calls that have come in or you've placed, just like you'd see here. And then you could scroll through and find whoever you want to return a call to and call them back. Okay? Now, as far as the SMS goes, let me load that up and scroll down here for a second to, here's some flash flood warning notices that I got. I just want to show you how this works. You pick one of them and you'll be able to read it on the screen. Okay? And if you want to reply, there's some canned replies that are built into this. And it says it's a template. Now, I haven't found a way to modify these. Maybe if you press and hold. No, that sent it. So it's sending a reply to the flash flood, theoretically, but again, I don't have any SIM card in here. So the reply process is limited. You don't have a keyboard, but you can make these basic replies. If anybody knows how to edit these or add to them, leave a note in the comments. It has to do, of course, with this app and whether or not that capability is there. Whoops, I touched it. Okay, those are our first 4 apps. The next page, the Bluetooth we've seen where we connect. The app is the barcode that we scan. BT Camera is supposed to allow us to connect through the app to the camera in the phone and allow you then to take pictures with the phone. We've seen that in other reviews that I've done using the same Fundo Wear app, and it works perfectly. You'd capture it and it would record the picture to the phone, and you'd actually see the picture right there. Unfortunately, it's not connecting. It's raising the volume on ringtone. So I'm not sure what the hang-up is here, but there's an update due, so it might just be a synchronization thing. But that's what that one's all about. The settings is where we do all of our settings. So let's take a quick look at that. Our Bluetooth settings are the first ones. It's powered on and visibility is off right now, not needed because we are connected already. Well, which way do we push? There we go. The clock, we have different clock types. Those were the watch faces that you saw. And time sync is on right now, so it's getting its time setting from the watch itself. You have your date, your time, and the time format available to you. There we go. That was clock. Sound, these are the different types of alert sounds that you have. You can have it ring only or vibrate only, vibrate and ring, or vibrate first, then ring. And when it does that, you have these different ringtones. That's good and loud, that one. That's the one I'd take, I think. All right, let's take ring 4 by pressing and holding, and here's our notification tones. Oh, that's playful. I'll take tone 5. And that's all set now. So that's our sound. Our volume levels are 6, 6, 6. They're up all the way. You simply go into one of them and lower it to the level that you'd like. Okay, simple as that. And our display has different styles of showing the apps on the screen. The only selection is 4 apps, so it really doesn't change. The brightness level right now is at 3, and you can pump it way up there. There it's full, and you can go down as low as 1, like that. So I think 3 is doing good. I kind of gauge it by the word OK against the yellow background on whether it's readable. For doing the video anyway. And our screen timeout is as short as 5 seconds and as long as 60 seconds. And I've got it 60 seconds for processing the video. That's the display. Then we have international, which is where we could check the different languages, which right now, because I'm synced, is set to automatically what my phone is. And if I turn this off, then I go in here, I can show you the languages that are supported by this watch. Okay. BZ Portuguese, is that Brazilian? And then Russian perhaps down at the bottom. And again, if I come over here and turn it on, it's going to sync automatically to English. You can display your contact's last name first or first name last, whichever way works for you. And then apps, we will come back to that in a little bit. There are none installed, but we can actually install some from here, which is really fun. That's a unique feature of the Fundo app. Reset, of course, will reset all the data from the watch, which we're not going to do. And then the About gives you the information that this is a G5. There's a device address and all these other things. Connected service. All that stuff. It says it's connected. That's the version number, and that's the release. August 17th, 2016 at 9:22. So got really up-to-date firmware. And that's everything there is about settings. So let's move on to music. This is a music player to play the installed music in the watch, of which there is none, but it would play it. There's very limited memory in here, so you're not going to get much music storage space. There's no notifications right now. These are the notifications that come from the app. We'll come back and look at that. The motion is you can flip to mute incoming calls, flip to mute an alarm. The wake up gesture, which I have turned on, the shake to answer a call is off. Now that wake up gesture, it automatically turns the watch off no matter what you're in and turns it on when you tilt it back. And if it stays upright, it will stay on as long as the timeout that you set. So if you set it for 60 seconds timeout and you have that turned on, you're going to use your battery up real quick. If you're going to use that, I suggest 5 seconds, 10 seconds at the most for your timeout so that every time you're turning the steering wheel, it's going to come on. You just don't want it to stay on for a long time, right? That's, was that everything in there? In the motion? Believe so. Then the themes, these are the different, hello, come on. The themes that we have for the buttons, there's theme 2. And, oh no, the background. You see the background in there is changed to kind of some bubbles that are in the back. And theme 1 is just pure black. So if you like a little bit of noise behind your icons, you can do that with the themes. Your alarms basically lets you set new alarm, when it's going to go off, how often, and what ringtone you want it to have. Okay, I'm presuming that minus means off. And down lets you edit it. You're in the edit panel. And calendar is a very basic calendar that shows you the day of the week or the monthly calendar, but you can't put any information in the calendar, just to show you the date. Calculator gives you, of course, your basic calculator. We are always multiplying. Let's divide this by something. So we get decimals. You see them all there? There we go. Small response, but it does fit within the round watch with several digits, so I guess that's the trade-off. There's a stopwatch, the same one that we have from here, because see, it's still counting. Let's do another lap. There we go. See all those laps? That first digit is the number of the lap, and that's the elapsed time. Coming back to the next page, the pedometer takes us into the steps that we got to from pressing this button. The heart rate has two different settings. You have in the mode the ability to repeat or do it once. And then you have a history of your readings. And then a help screen that tells you basically to stay still. So the sensor is over here. I'm going to do this one with my finger. Place my finger over it and hit start. Now remember, I told you that if you turn this watch to the side, oh, it's staying on. You see that? It's staying on. Okay, usually it goes off, but it's got an override, so I guess you can actually run with this. There, it gave me 81 beats per minute. And if I go down here to my mode and I switch it to repeat, and I come back and I start, aha, and noticed I don't have my finger on it. Let's start again. Now when it takes it, once it gets its first reading, it's going to continue to read. So you're able to get a linear running, accurate, as accurate as the sensor is, blood pressure reading. And if it changes, it should bounce up and down in terms of its measurement. Unfortunately, it's not really creating a trail of that measurement versus time. It's just showing it to you on the screen. And then when you finally hit the stop, it registers that one as the pulse that you have in your history. There's the one we just did. There's the still one we did just before that. Notice that has a date on it. Well, I guess that does too. Well, they look different, so maybe that was a much earlier one, and it didn't record the continuous one, is what it looks like. It only recorded the still one. All these things to learn, huh? Okay, that's the heart rate. Your sleep this is where you set your sleep time and run it out while you're wearing it, and it will tell you the hours and minutes of deep sleep and light sleep that you had, and a history of the date that you did it. Okay? That's that one. And then sedentary is really just a repeating alarm. You set the increment that you want, and in 60 minutes it will vibrate to tell you to get up and go stretch. It's not the elaborate kind that will automatically notice if you are moving and restart the timer when you settle down and are not moving, which is the kind you really like, because then it really is measuring your sedentariness. But hey, it works anyway. This is Wild Vibrator. It just gives you a button, you press it, and it vibrates. Can you feel that? The watch is just vibrating. So if you want a neck massage and run your battery down really good, you can do that. It's still vibrating. It just vibrates till you turn it off. Anti-lost allows you to locate your phone if it's not around, and there you go. I hit dismiss and I'm back again. It's vibrating here too, I believe. Power savings mode is off. You can turn that mode on. It got dimmer if you noticed. Lowest power. Off returns it back again. Language was what we already looked at when we got into the system settings. And now we're back home again to the basic round button. So let's talk a little bit deeper now on this. We've covered how the phone works tethered to the watch. Let's go, and we also looked at the Bluetooth camera that didn't work with the tethering. There's a couple of more things. There's the notifier, which is giving us our notifications. So if I pull out this side panel and I go into, where would it be? Heart rate, discover, settings, my applications, setting goals. Must be in settings. Here we go, notification settings. It loads up all of the apps inside my phone that allows me to do notification transmission, literally all of the apps. And here they are, and they're all turned on. So any app that sends a notification to the phone will come in here to the watch. Now, Fundowear allows you to select all or unselect all. So what I do is unselect all of them except for calls and SMS. They stay on. And then you could just turn on the ones that you want activated. Like that. Okay? That is a really nice feature. Select them all or unselect them all. And same thing for systems apps. These are things that the system might send to the watch. Well, they're all the apps. Some of them actually do notifications. Some of them don't. Again, you can select them all or unselect them all. And hit the save button, and you're not going to get bombarded with lots and lots of apps or lots and lots of notifications. By doing that right now, this is set up to only send me incoming calls or text messages. Nothing else from any of my other apps. Sweet. Okay, that's notifications. The SOS call, this watch doesn't support it. Some of them do, where you press like the bottom button for a couple of seconds, and it would set up and automatically call an emergency number. This is a sport watch, folks. It's for doing a stopwatch of your jogging, and a nice looking tethered watch. It's not one of those SOS type watches for the elderly or children. Different watches have that feature. They still use this Fundowear. User settings is where you set up all of your basic criteria, your sex, height, weight, and birthdays, so that it can calculate the stuff related to your walks correctly. We did notifications and SOS. Alert settings allows you, when you turn that on, to have it beep when it's out of range. So if you're one that tends to lose your phone or leave it behind, this feature gives you that notification when you're out of range, or even if it's been disconnected from Bluetooth. But that gets annoying sometimes, so you do have the capability to turn all of that off, which is very nice as well. All right, so the No.1 G5 Sports Watch with a heart rate monitor that can do either individual or continuous heart rate monitoring, a stopwatch feature on the side that you can do lap times with, or stop, or start, come back, a pedometer that you can set up all of your material, your goals that you want, how many steps you want in a particular session or day, and look at your history if you have any, and put in your gender, height, and weight, okay? And then start accumulating your steps, start tracking those steps, and at the same time, go ahead and use your watch for whatever you'd like. Music, get your notifications, place and receive phone calls, flip to receive calls or silence them or turn off alarms, all of those things. All those features are available in a small, thin, compact, leather band, really nice smartwatch. Now, because this is so popular, practically every vendor carries it. And so we have a special deal for you in the show notes below this video. You'll find links to each of the suppliers that have been sending us watches to review here. And you just check them out, see who's got the best price and service for you, and pick one and go ahead and buy the watch from those links. That would help us, it will help them, and it'll get you one of these wonderful G5 watches on your arm so you can go out, start jogging, start recording your steps, having a great time doing it, okay? You've been watching Smartwatch Tics. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do. We've got a lot more coming. All right, catch you next time.